What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Chris here at Cullowalla South Farm. Well, guys, the weather, as you can see, has finally improved. If you're not from New Hampshire, we've actually had about 3.5 straight days of rain. It's been pretty yucky, so I have not been able to get anything done most of the week. We did get a little bit of firewood done on Monday morning before the rain really started. It was just a little drizzle, so I said, what the heck? But since then, I've pretty much kind of been stuck in the house or the shop doing inside stuff. So anyway, guys, so we're finally back outside. We got pretty well caught up on the mill, and we don't have any new pine to cut up yet for our friend, so we're waiting on that. He's probably going to bring us a load on Monday. So I think while we have some time, we are going to start getting some of this done. So this was a big maple and hickory tree down here that a friend of ours that has a tree service came and helped us with last weekend. We basically used the winch on the tractor to winch it over, and then he cut it while we winched it over and pulled them very safely away from the house. Worked real well. So we were left with some pretty good size maple logs here. We have these two, and there's another one over there that's a little smaller. And then we got 3 hickory logs, one of which I don't know if is really going to be quite big enough for the sawmill, but these two will definitely be plenty good size. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use our Wallenstein skidding winch here, and we're going to pull those down to the log yard and maybe get them on the mill and start cutting them. And I figured I'd also do a kind of a 200-hour review on the tractor. So we just crossed 210 hours on the John Deere 5075E. And I figured I'll talk a little bit about what I like, what I don't like, what I think they could have done better, and any issues we've had. So anyway, guys, I think that's what we're going to work on. We'll start by getting these logs hooked up. All right, guys, so we got all the logs skidded down from up there. We only really skidded down the 3 big ones, and then the rest of them we just carried down with a grapple. A little bit easier, doesn't dig up the field and the trail as much. So we got one of the big pieces of maple loaded on the mill, and this is a pretty good sized one. So we're gonna start cutting her up. But first, as I mentioned earlier, we've got just about 210 hours on the old 5075E. So I thought I'd do a little review of the tractor now that we've really put some hours on her. And you know, I feel like we've put enough time on it to really give it a fair and accurate review compared to some of the other machines we've owned. So anyway, guys, really I have very few complaints with the 5075E. As you know, when we purchased it, the only real option that we got on it was we did get the second set of rear remotes. At some point I'd like to put a hydraulic top link on it, and we have the flail mower also, which has a hydraulic offset, so I figure at a minimum I wanted 2. So we did do that, and then after we bought it, we kind of optioned it up ourselves. So we put on the steps, basically the full door kit over here on this side, because from the factory 5075s only have a left side door. The right side door is fixed. Everything's there, the hinges and stuff, but there's no, it's bolted, there's no hardware, and there's no step or handle up here or anything. So we actually ordered that kit and put that on, which is very handy, especially working with logs and having to get to the loader stick. So that's something I really think they should put on the tractor standard. It was only like, I want to say it was maybe a $200 kit that I got. I got it from Green Parts Store. Not sponsored or anything, but yeah, really, I think that should be something that should be standard. We also added one of the big rear view mirrors. Now, most people add two, but because we do so much mowing and we're in the woods a lot, I didn't want to put one on this side, because this is generally the side that the flail mower offsets to. So this is the side of the tractor that we are always kind of close to the woods with. So, you know, if a mirror was going to get wonked, it would be on that side. So that's why we only went with one mirror, because we do mow a lot of field edges, and I didn't want to take the risk of having the mirror break off or smack into the glass and break it. So as far as problems, realistically, we've had none. My only complaints on this machine were the setup from the factory / dealer, I guess. A lot of things were not adjusted properly. Like the 3-point hitch control was not adjusted properly, and it actually took me quite a while to realize that. I just thought it didn't lift high enough. So I would have to use the draft control to get the 3-point arms to lift all the way. So I finally started kind of messing with it and realized it was just way out of adjustment. Once I adjusted the 3-point linkage, then I would get full lift out of it, no problem. But that was adjusted incorrectly. We did have the one issue. We had one of the rear remotes, a pin inside it actually came loose, so it didn't work. But Deere took care of that under warranty, and actually they took care of it when it went in to get the second set of remotes put on, because those were back ordered when we bought the tractor. So they took care of all that, you know, no problem. We also added a block heater, because obviously here in New Hampshire it gets cold in the winter. So we added a block heater in the horn kit. Again, I think the horn should come standard. That just seems like something, you know, to get somebody's attention. If you're working with someone, it really should have a horn. The door and the horn, you know, realistically, I think those should be standard options. They shouldn't be extras that you have to buy. Other than that, we've really had no appreciable issues whatsoever. The tractors run great. It's only regened, I think, twice. It seems to regen about once every 100 hours or so. Now I know the newest 5075Es, they don't have regen anymore. They changed to a different engine design for 2022. So they no longer have regen. But if you're looking at a, say, a used one, I've had zero problems with the emission system in 200 hours. Like I said, it's regen twice. The last time it regened, you know, I was actually finishing up, so I just went and kind of ran up and down the road by the farm, you know, for probably 20 minutes and let it do its full cycle. And once it was done, I finished up. But, you know, only once every 100 hours, that's really not bad. Now that may increase as the tractor gets older and more stuff is in that DPF, you know, that doesn't come out over time. I don't know, but so far it's been really good. We've had no issues with any of the engine, mechanical systems. The one problem we did have this winter, I probably mentioned in a previous video, we did have a bunch of water get in the fuel, but I've checked it several times since, and I just think it must have been a fluke, because I haven't drained out any water at all or gotten any water in the tank since then. So other than that, it really has been trouble-free. The loader works great. It started up every time. We are probably going to change the oil again at 250 hours, which is a little early, but I'm of the opinion I'd rather do it a little early than do it later. We did use the premium John Deere oil. The book says you can go, I want to say it's 300 or 350 hours between oil changes. I'm going to do it probably every 150 hours, because I do work this machine hard. I bought this tractor to work it, and I have worked it. It works hard. You know, we've put a lot of time on the loader doing all the field clearing. We're always loading logs with it, skidding logs with it. So she is definitely not a field queen. She works for a living, for sure. So anyway, guys, you know, I can't recommend this tractor enough. It's really been great. You know, I was hesitant because Deere does have a higher price point than, you know, Mahindras and some of the other models. But this, compared to my Mahindra, I mean, this tractor has been completely trouble-free compared to the Mahindra. You know, we had a lot of small issues with the Mahindra. We were always able to fix them, but luckily with a mechanical background, for me, that's pretty easy. If it had been someone else that wasn't as mechanically inclined, you know, they could have had a lot of time with the tractor sitting. Not a knock against Mahindra, but, you know, comparing the two, the Deere has been much more reliable. It's run much better. And I really have not had any issues to date. I mean, saying that, after I make this video, we could have something happen, but, you know, 210 hours of hard work, and she's really been great. So anyway, if you guys are looking at a 5075E or another one of these 5 Series, you know, don't hesitate to send me a question in the comments, or ask any questions in the comments. You know, I'll answer them best I can. It's been a great machine, and you know, I'm really glad that we pulled the trigger and paid the you know, the more premium price than some of the other brands to get this machine. So anyway, guys, I think that kind of wraps up the review. Anyway, if there's any other questions, you know, feel free, like I said, in the comments. So I think now we are going to get to cutting up this big old piece of maple, see what she looks like. And you know, it's going to be a little knotty, I think, but it's pretty good size. I didn't put a tape on it, but it's 28 inches wide, so it's going to make some nice wood. So anyway, guys, I think we're going to set you up on a time lapse and start cutting this maple up. All right, guys, so it's getting a little windy, as you can see, the sawdust blowing in my face, and the camera kept getting knocked over for sure. So, but this maple's some pretty nice stuff. I don't know how well you can see it here. It's some pretty decent grain, some nice coloring on it. Yeah, it looks good. Real nice stuff. I think this is going to cut into some really nice wood. So anyway, that's cool. Don't know what we're going to use it for yet, or maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll use it for some flooring in the house. Haven't figured it out yet, but looks like it's going to be some good stuff. And you know, it was a tree that we really needed to take down to keep stuff out of the pool, and as a safety issue because it was so close to the house. So It's always a bonus when you get really nice wood out of something that you kind of have to do anyway. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a video here. Maybe I'll finish cutting this up after lunch. We'll see. It is pretty windy. It's hard to cut when all that sawdust is blowing right in your face. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. And like I like to say, if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Just remember, it'll be all right.